Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Altara Guy, and thank you all for showing up. And this is No Man's Sky. Now, this is a very special game. It holds is very near and dear to my heart because it is one of the first games that I ever played on a console. I played it a whole bunch with my dad, so this is definitely a big game for me. I played it shortly after it came out, like 2018. And back then it was a much simpler game. Now, from what I remember, the goal of the game is to basically try to get to the center of the universe. It is, of course, a significant time after that, so it is entirely likely that the goal of the game has changed, because the developers of this game have been pretty awesome and have been putting out content pretty consistently since launch. So, without further ado, let's get into it. There are, of course, multiple difficulties. You can create custom games and whatnot. I'm going to go with survival mode because I am a big fan of challenging games. Now, it's cool to see that the load screen is the same. Yes, No Man's Sky. Yeah, 2016. So, it's been a decade since they released this, but, I'm interested to see what they've added to it, because at some level, I have heard of the patch notes that they have put out. I haven't been able to play it too much, because I've been, busy with all sorts of various things. But, here we go. Begin initialization. Yes, let's do that.
Commencing Atlas System Suit Initialization.
My suit is being initialized.
Life support systems activated.
Okay. Reasonable temperature. I have no idea what the radiation and toxicity in the bottom left means.
Online.
Shield is good from various angries that decide to harass me. My scanner is there in the bottom right. It seems to be functional. I'll be using
Aerial
that.
propulsion jetpack online.
Jetpack is cool. Helps you get out of various places, as I'm sure you
Multi-tool
could guess.
inlining laser attachment operational.
That'll be how you acquire resources and such.
User initialization sequence complete.
Sentinels unwavering, flora bountiful, fauna ordinary, nuclidic atmosphere. That doesn't sound good. So first things first, I'm gonna change to first person.
Radiation protection falling.
That's better. Alright. Now, let us... Environment status hostile, hazard protection failing. Recommended scan to locate survival resources. Alright. So perform a scan to find sodium. Let's do that. Never mind, my scanner is critically damaged. So we need to find some ferrite dust to fix it. Okay. Perhaps we can wander around. Right, I need to remember sprinting is... Oh, now it's a spider. Yeah, so I need to make one of those. Metaploid wheat. Alright, let's get some of that. Carbon, don't need that at the moment. Ferrite dust. You can see there in the bottom right corner, that little image there is my backpack, so that's sort of a quick way for me to determine how full of crap I am. I will be paying close attention to that. Okay, got a whole bunch more ferrite dust. Let's get some more. Gotta move quickly. Yeah, gotta remember sprint is not that button. Yeah, I gotta move quickly because if my radiation protection goes down, we're gonna be in some real big problems. So I have enough. So this is my inventory, specifically my multi-tool. So let's fix the scanner.
Component repaired. Check Technology prepared.
Alright. Now I can locate various things, and we can see sodium-rich plant, certain distance, sodium-rich plant right here. I'll get the
Radiation
closer
protection.
one.
Falling.
Because, yeah, with my radiation protection, I don't die, thankfully, but it will damage my shield, and that is not good. So, this is my inventory. I have various tech slots. I've got my hazard protection here, my life support, my jetpack, which thankfully doesn't need fuel, but we'll put in my sodium,
Technology
and that'll
recharge.
help me
Radiation protection. Falling.
get a little bit more time based on what I need. Deuterium
Starship
rich
signal
plant.
detected.
Ooh, okay. The starship is close, that's good. Pretty sure we need dihydrogen to get, recharge my laser, I believe. It's either that or we need it for ship fuel. Anyway. It's important. So,
Radiation
got
protection. Falling.
that. Yeah, so you can't jump in this game per se. Your jetpack is your jump, and as you may or may not have noticed in the bottom left corner, using jetpack fuel consumes
Technology recharge.
life support. So I want to kind of use that pretty sparingly, if at all possible, because I don't have a great way of recharging my life support at the moment. Ooh. Microprocessor. Condensed carbon. That's useful. Regular carbon. Oxygen. Oh, can I put that in my life support? I imagine I probably can.
Technology recharge.
Sure can. Alright. I need sodium, sodium nitrate, or an ion battery. I don't have any of that, so let's go grab some sodium if at all possible. And yes, there is fall damage, so I'm really going to try and avoid taking fall damage.
Radiation damage detected.
Yep. Okay, so you can see in the top left that my shield has taken damage because I depleted my radiation protection.
Technology recharge.
So I gotta move, and I gotta move fast to get a whole bunch of sodium on my hands. Or a building or something, because this planet is not friendly.
Radiation protection. Falling.
You can see in the bottom right as well that my mission is to reach the marked signal, but admittedly I am more concerned with attempting to stay alive, so we're going to focus on doing that first. Sodium-rich plant.
Radiation damage detected.
Yep, I know, I'm working on it. Thank you for the alert, though. Oh man, this game still looks so pretty. Oh, can't believe it took me so long to come back to this game. It looks so good. So that's a hazardous plant, so we're not going to step on that.
Radiation protection.
It's
Falling.
a big old Venus flytrap is what that is. I believe this is... yeah, jetpack. Not that.
Radiation damage detected.
Yep, I know.
Technology recharge.
Thank you.
Technology recharge.
Alright. There's an ore vein there, but I don't have the material or the tech required to do that.
Radiation protection. Falling.
Yep, I know. plant right here. Let's get some more of that in me, if at all possible. Oh, there's 2. Perfect. That is wonderful news.
Technology recharge.
Okay. Craft product. What do I need to make an ion battery? Cobalt. I don't have any of that. So we're just gonna have to stick with just using sodium, I guess. That's okay though. Usually the game is pretty good about giving you things that you need to recharge your scanner. Hello, big fella. I don't have creature pellets, but if I did, I would give them to you. Oh, this game is so pretty! I mean, it was really good when it came out, but that was on the PS4, and PS5 just makes everything look so much more freaking beautiful. This game is great. Let's get another jetpack upgrade. Use that to basically go up this mountain without using my sprint, because apparently I can't run up this. I can only jetpack up this.
Radiation protection falling.
Kipto encampment. Okay. I don't know what that means for me. I mean, it's clearly an area, but let's put some more sodium into my hazard protection so I don't die. Where's the thing? Can I mark you? No. Okay. Just gotta keep going. Go, go, go. You can see as well in the bottom right that I have a sprint meter. It's pretty small, but I'll be paying attention to that quite a bit, especially in the early game where we don't have any upgrades for that. Whoop! Easy there. Alright. More sodium. Scan, see if there's more sodium. I could go in this cave, and I think I will go in this cave. So the game is thankfully very forgiving.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
Because if you go underground for reasons, you're there's less radiation underground, I guess. Humming sack. That doesn't seem good. I don't know that I want to mess with that. Actually, one thing you can do is you can build an analysis visor, assuming I have the parts for it. Carbon nanotubes. I don't know that I have those. Do I have those? No, but I can make them. I need 17 more carbon. Alright, let's do that. Whoa. What happened? Oh, there we go. Okay. More humming sacks. I don't like that. That's very concerning. Is this carbon here? Yes. Awesome. Now, I am being a little sloppy because the farther away you are from something, when you mine it, the fewer resources you actually get from mining it. Which is, I guess, I don't know. It's the way the game works, so it is what it is. So ideally, when mining something, you want to be as close to it as you can. But let's go in this cave, get my hazard protection up. And I will build those nanotubes. Nice. And then I will build an analysis visor. Boink. Sweet. Alright. And personal force field. This is pretty good. We won't be able to get that for a while. The bolt caster is basically a gun. We also won't be able to get that. We'll need that if we want to fight various enemies. I'll try not to give away too much. But we may need that for later. I'm grabbing this cobalt. Oh, I should analyze it, actually. There we go.
Units received.
So you can analyze in this on the console by basically aiming at it with left trigger and then scanning it with right trigger. And if you do that, you can see that by analyzing it, we know that this now drops cobalt and copper, whereas when it wasn't analyzed, it only dropped cobalt. You also get the side bonus of you get a little bit of money for doing that. But that is really not what we're after at the moment, because getting money in this game can be fairly simple. Albumin Pearl. Okay. Can I scan it? Guess not.
Radiation protection falling.
That's another thing that the analysis visor does. If you look in sort of the bottom-ish left corner, you can see critical exposure in 3 minutes 45 seconds, basically. So that way you know exactly how boned you are in a particular situation.
Units received.
So I'll scan some critters real quick so I can get some money for them.
Units received.
I mean, you guys can see that we get more money from scanning critters than we do from scanning rocks, because critters are not found on every planet, and also because critters are less abundant. Obviously, if you go underground, you can just find a whole bunch of rocks, and you can scan a whole bunch of those.
Stabilizing.
You also may or may not have noticed that you can only scan things once. Well, you can only scan them once for money. You can obviously scan them to just like look at them and see what they do. You can see, you know, behavior wise, so it's not aggressive unless I attack it, which I don't plan on doing. So we're not going to do that. Now, the mining laser has just run out of power, so that's another thing. All of your gear, with the exception of your sprint, needs to be recharged with various resources. Well, I guess technically your sprint needs to be recharged because it drains your life support faster. You can see the 2 arrows in the bottom left as opposed to the normal 1 from just moving around. Interestingly, you don't use life support while you're not moving. So I guess maybe this planet has a slightly breathable atmosphere, but it's not great. That's a hazardous plant that we don't want to step on. So I believe... Ooh, unidentified plant. Let's scan that.
Units received.
Psychotropic leaves. That... Alright, so this is a drug plant, which is kind of fun, I guess. Let's recharge our mining laser. Let's use the condensed carbon.
Technology recharging.
So, you guys may or may not have seen... There will be like these big red crystals. Okay, let's scan you.
Units received.
Yeah, so condensed carbon is basically, as you probably can guess, just more dense carbon. It's just a better version of carbon. Now, of course, you can't use condensed carbon in place of carbon for crafting things like the nanotubes, for reasons. I don't know why, I couldn't tell you. What is that? Okay, that just happened. Anyway. Hi. You... I don't know what you are. Let's scan you.
Units received.
Behavior shy. Oh. You're just a big, shy Triceratops. Please don't hurt me. I won't hurt your babies if you won't hurt me. Cool. We seem to have reached an agreement. Anyway, back to condensed carbon. So, the condensed carbon is those big red crystals that you may or may not have seen. So this is dihydrogen crystals. But condensed carbon Looks kind of like these, except they're quite large and red. So, yeah.
Radiation protection.
If I happen to find some more of those, I will definitely mine them. They'll show up on the scanner as C+, rather than just Z. I guess that's just because of the element symbol that they have. But we're going to go to my signal source, because that is what our mission tells us to do. So let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Sorry, I had a voice break there for a second. And let's recharge my hazard protection. Actually, let's
Radiation protection. Falling.
build a battery. And we can, there are shortcuts so you can,
Technology recharge.
if I press down on the D-pad, I can open up a menu to recharge my equipment as well, which is, well, it can be faster than going in your inventory at the time. We're going to just grab this dihydrogen because it's useful for a whole bunch of things. Nice. Scan this plant.
Units received.
Soccer ball-esque plant. And let's go to my ship and this weird beacon thing. Clearly damaged machinery. Let's see. Rusted metal. Okay. I guess I'll harvest this. Nanites. Okay. So, as far as I know, now they may have changed this, but nanites are used on space stations to buy upgrades to the tech that you have available. And my ship is on fire. That seems bad. Atlas Pass version 1. I don't have that, because I can't search any of these goodies, which is a shame. And then you may have noticed... Quick transfer. You can send things to your starship, provided that you are close enough to it. I think the range is like 1,000 units, or whatever that unit of measurement is. You can also scrap things, which I may do for this, because it's only
Radiation
worth
protection.
20
Falling.
units apiece. But yeah, if you're ever full up on just random garbage, you can send it to your ship as long as you're close enough to it, which is kind of nice. Anyway, enough dithering about. Let's look at iteration that. I'm not going to read that out. If you guys want to pause and read that out, you can. Iteration 231187-661T deleted. Boundary separation failure likely. Whatever that means. Vessel 16 emptied. Cause Sentinel intervention. Deliberate transfer. Huh. Analysis. Fresh iteration generated. Anomaly containment prepared. So this is sort of your decision making. Throughout the game, you'll be sort of faced with various choices, and this is how you approach those choices. Obviously, I only have one choice, which is broadcast, because if I leave, it'll just send me back to this. So let's broadcast. Broadcast received. Traveler anomaly detected. Anomaly is compliant. Position locked. System integrity scan initialized. Okay. Investigate the crashed ship. I intend to do so. Radiant Pillar, BC-1. Man, this thing has seen better days. It looks kind of like an X-Wing, I guess. With the twin engines and this whole thing. Anyway. Iteration blah online. If you guys want to pause the video and read that, you can. Atlas connection. Intermittent. The way that the diagnostics makes that kind of hard to read. Launch thrusters. Offline. That's not good. Pulse engine. Offline. That's also not good. I find myself alone on a strange world, unequipped and in danger. I have no memory of how I got here, no sense of a before. But the ship at least seems to recognize me. The controls react to my touch, or at least to that of my exosuit. I'm not dead yet, and that ship is a lifeline out to the stars. I'm not dead yet. Yeah, that's good. Despite my best efforts, I have not kicked the bucket. Connect exosuit. Let's do that. Log 2040. Oh, I can read. 4925A. Unavailable. What now? I can't really read that. Substituting data? Substituting data. I can read. Exosuit. Connected. Suggestion. Pilot should perform maintenance. Suggest designed repair path. Repair ship systems, because that's my only option. Sub-guided repair protocols. Initialized. Or initiated, rather. Pulse engine critically damaged. Provides space and atmospheric flight propulsion. System is highly damaged and requires a metal plating and a hermetic seal to repair. I don't have either of those things. But we are where we are. Launch thruster critically damaged. So basically that means this hunk of metal ain't going nowhere. But, as you also may have noticed, it is not radioactive inside my ship, which means that my radiation protection will go back up while I am inside the ship. So, that is pretty cool. So let's go try and fix the launch thruster and the pulse engine. Recommendation: repair ship engines. Repairing the starship requires a mix of crafted products, salvaged items, and advanced refined substances. Repair pulse engine, metal plating. Repair pulse engine, hermetic seal, dihydrogen jelly, and pure ferrite. Okay. So I need 43 more ferrite dust. So let's go do that. Grab this oxygen so I can redo my life support as needed. It also looked like there was a space station somewhere. Could have sworn it was up there. Maybe not. Anywho.
Units received.
Iensenite. Yeah, so, as you can see, advanced mining laser required. There are certain minerals that you cannot mine with basic equipment, and you need upgrades for. This is one of them. This is sort of how they gatekeep the higher tier resources. You can get pure ferrite, but it's much harder with the basic laser. So I'm pretty sure I will need to refine it in some way. But I imagine the game will probably walk me through that. Salt, can't really make good use of that. Ferrite dust. And dihydrogen. Let's get some of that. Ferrite dust and dihydrogen again. Let's get some of that. Scan this plant. Carnivorous roots, so maybe don't go near that. The other thing that you can kind of see is it will warn you, it'll give you like various indications of things. So you can see here, hazardous flora, here, gamma weed. Oh, excuse me, kind of burped for a second there. Anyway, gamma weed, which is like food. You don't really need food in this game, which is, you know, interesting. But you can use it, I believe, to replenish various things. I don't remember off the top of my head, but you can use it for emergency, like replenishing, I believe, life support. I desperately need to replenish my hazard potion
Technology recharge.
with the salts that clearly did not do very much. Advanced mining laser, that's a plant. I'll scan that. Critical exposure in 45 seconds. So let's try and make this quick.
Radiation protection. Falling.
Battery. What do I need to make a battery? Oh, I can do it right now. Delightful. Do I have enough? Alright, Dusty.
Radiation protection falling.
Oh, that sucks.
Technology recharging.
Let's do that. And
Technology
that.
recharging. Radiation protection falling.
And
Technology
that.
recharging.
So right now we just need to gather. And yeah, I know I used some of my ferrite dust to make the mining laser, which I didn't necessarily need to do. Or to make the mining laser, make the batteries for my hazard protection. Didn't need to necessarily make as many as I did, but that's the other thing. I totally forgot. Your equipment can overheat, or at least the mining laser can. You'll see in the bottom right, or the bottom right, the top right corner, there's a bar that fills up as I use the mining laser. This is handy because as it builds up heat, you can see it does more damage. But if it overheats, you basically have to wait for a little while for it to cool down before you can use it again.
Radiation protection falling.
So it's sort of a delicate balancing act of how much do you want to push your equipment before you break it, and you gotta wait a little bit to do it. And so, you may remember the sodium nitrate could be used to replenish your hazard protection. I, of course, do not have the advanced mining laser. You'll get that later. But so far, we need to just grab. Actually, we don't need to grab anything. We can
Technology recharging.
restore that with that. What are we doing here, Dan? There we go.
Radiation protection falling.
Gamma root. Hazmat gauntlet required. Okay, so Hazmat gauntlet is useful for harvesting various plants. Oh, never mind, that's a hill. I thought that was just like a flower floating in the air. Oops. Alright, well, let's get some sodium for that. Let's recharge the mining beam. So I believe the number on the left is how much is required to fully recharge it, and the number in parentheses on the right is how much you currently have. So ideally, I should be able to fully recharge this with 28 carbon.
Technology recharging.
Is that correct? I have 28 carbon left, and it is fully recharged. Delightful. Alright. Let's mine this, or scan this first. Get a little money for it.
Radiation protection falling.
Well, that's nice of it to give you a heat warning. I remember it didn't used to necessarily do that. All it would do was you had to look at the bar, and if the bar got full, you were SOL. So, that's good. Anyway, I'm going to try and make my way back to the ship, because I have traveled a considerable distance from it. Where is... there it is. All the way up there.
Radiation protection falling.
Let's get on that. Nice try, plant. I don't want any of what you have. Unidentified material. There we go. Ooh, chromatic metal. I need that to build that gun. That I don't need right now, but will need later.
Radiation protection falling. Technology
Charge
recharging.
you with some salt. It's not a lot of salt, but it's better than nothing.
Radiation protection falling.
Grab some more dihydrogen, because it's generally just a useful crafting material. So you can use it to craft dihydrogen jelly, which is useful for a whole bunch of things. I also am fairly certain that you can just directly use dihydrogen jelly to restore your life support, which is kind of handy. Anyway, I'm about to start taking some damage, so I am going to make another ion battery, stick that in you, and then we're going to make, yeah, so you can use that, and you can craft that life support gel, ammo, which I don't need at the moment. That's kind of it. So metal plating, let's do that. And then what was the other thing that I needed? A hermetic seal. Do I have the recipe for that? Not yet. Okay. That's fine. Alright. Yeah, so we are... I'll just hop in my ship. Recharge my radiation protection for free. Alright, pulse engine. I'll fix you with the metal plating. And it is now fixed. Iteration that. Functional. Good. Starship critically damaged. Vital ingredients missing. Yeah, they sure are. Unable to synthesize required components. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. So we didn't have the recipe for that. So let's see if I request assistance, what it does. Iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal nearby. Salvage planetary chart from distress beacon cache. Okay. So let's go do that then. After my exosuit fully recharges, of course. Just to fully recharge my life support so we can be good to go. Alright. Let's do it. What do we got? Alright, distress beacon. I appear inside the beacon's housing. As well as its distress broadcast unit, it contains a planetary chart. Give me that. Planetary chart recovered. Open the inventory to review data, pilot the chart, and use square to plot a route. Okay. Whoa. What? Okay. Cool. Alright, there was also something, it looked like, to my... Yeah, minor settlement. Let's tag that. I'll be back for that later. Okay, how far do I need to go? A real freaking long way. Alright, let's get to it. Let's get to it. More ships appearing in the sky, that's kind of fun. Uh-oh. Oh, that was kind of close. Grab some more hydrogen. There we go. Okay.
Radiation protection.
I guess we'll... let's go into the cave, apparently.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Okay,
Radiation
so...
protection. Stabilizing.
Storms suck in this game. Basically,
Received.
you don't want to be outside during a storm. Because they make whatever the danger, the hazard is on the planet, in this case it's radiation, they just make it way worse. So you can see, warning, incoming storm, seek shelter in caves or buildings, charge your hazard protection with sodium, use the scanner to locate sodium. You'll also see above my hazard protection it says storm. It'll drain stupidly fast. So we're gonna try and just stay in here to avoid all of that entirely. grab some cobalt so I can make a battery. You'll notice that I'm like pulsing my mining laser because I want the increased damage, but I don't want it to overheat. Oh, that was close. But yeah, we're gonna just grab a whole bunch of cobalt so I can. Whoops. Okay, that was very close. Ooh, that had silver in it apparently. Which is kind of fun. I don't exactly know what I need silver for, but I guess you can use it for something. Anyway, let's scan these stalactites. Uedicite, I think is how you pronounce that. I honestly have no idea. How did I get in here? There. This has some silver in it, so let's grab us some of that. Let's see. Storm is still active. Yeah, so my radiation drains super fast. So if I go out into the storm, just to sort of give you guys a taste of what not to do in this game, critical exposure in 35 seconds. So you really don't want to be out here during a storm, if you can avoid it. Fortunately, as we have established, going into caves is good for shielding yourself from extreme radiation. So that was sort of my plan. I mean, actually, it wasn't my plan at all. I just kind of fell into this cave. It was just lucky that I happened to be here. Alright, storm is gone, so it's now safe-ish to go back outside. I'll take a slight detour to grab those condensed carbon crystals. Assuming I can even get up there. Honestly, oh, here we go.
Radiation protection falling.
You guys are going to hear that a lot. Let me know how you guys feel about the sound levels in the game. I know that part of the thing is this scanner. The flippity flappity, zippity zappity, the exosuit system. Good one, Altar guy. That one will, or that voice will show up a lot, so I can certainly turn that down. I'm not going to turn it off because I still find value in being reminded of when things are bad and when attention needs to be, you know, sort of allocated to said bad things. But if you guys want me to turn that down, I would be more than happy to do that to provide a little bit more of a pleasant listening experience. Because I respect that is important. Let's grab these carbon crystals, let's slide down this hill, mountain, whatever. Not a whole lot, but condensed carbon is very effective at recharging your equipment. As you saw, I think it required like a third. Here, let me just, not that. Yeah, so 26 versus 71. So it's basically, yeah, a third of the necessary carbon. So it's good stuff, which is exactly why it's kind of hard to find. You basically want to try and get your hands on that as soon as possible, because otherwise you're forced to punch things, which you can do, but you can also see it takes a little while, and you don't get as much out of it, material-wise. So you really don't want to need to resort to punching stuff to get your resources out of it. Anyway, let's use the sodium. Got some loot here. Atlas Pass that I don't have. I should be able to loot this box.
Radiation protection falling.
Let's take out this rusted metal. Just put it in my suit. It's fine. Dihydrogen? Really? Oh, Geode. Huh. Okay. That's kind of fun. Let's see. What do we get? Cobalt. More cobalt. Ionized cobalt, which is basically like the condensed carbon version of cobalt. And more cobalt. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Saves me the trouble of needing to go mine some more. And then there's another cache of stuff over here that I'm going to take a look at. See what I can do. Life support gel. That's pretty useful. Rusted metal. Let's get some of that. More dihydrogen. Okay. Not quite what I was hoping for there, but... Oh, I don't have anything for my hazard protection. Let's craft a battery.
Radiation protection.
Let's make a few of those, actually. And since I have you...
Technology recharge.
Alright. Kind of a waste to use 2 batteries at once, because I think 1 battery does like 70% of your hazard protection.
Radiation protection. Falling.
But, you know, can never be too careful, right? Actually, does it... It might tell you how much it gives. Yeah, so it says that it charges it to 100%. So if I, for example, had, I don't know, a certain amount of... If I had less than enough to charge it would tell me how much charge is left after I had finished using all of the materials. But since it says it goes to 100, I'm going to try and save that for when it gets really low, because I do not want to waste anything, especially early game where things like that are at a premium.
Units received.
Scan some more goodies. Oops.
Radiation protection. Falling.
Okay, let's just keep moving up this mountain. We're roughly halfway. Bon Jovi would be very proud of us. Not proud of that, but proud of us for, you know, being halfway there.
Units received.
Scan a bunch more stuff, get some money for it. Seasonite. And Ecloru. Wait, that's a plant. Oh no, Ecloru is the planet.
Radiation
I'm really
protection.
smart.
Falling. Units received.
Uedicite. Just kind of... I mean, some of the names that they... I mean, most of the game is randomly generated, including the names for various things. So, this is why you get a whole bunch of random mishmash of letters and whatnot.
Radiation protection. Falling.
So my equipment is pretty low, so I can use another battery.
Recharge.
Oh, I missed a chance to test my idea. Oh well. Charge depleted, but that's okay, because I got just enough to mine that plant. We'll use the carbon first, that's fine. Was I here already? Is this not one of those... Oh no, this is a different thing. I thought this was one of those, thingamajigs. Humming sacks with the orbs inside, or the pearls. Pearls. Oh! Well, this is not expected. Unexpected, as some smart people might say. Naturally, I'm not one of them, but that's okay. My life support's not doing great.
Falling.
But that jelly basically topped me up, so... Good call to save that. That is a... What is that, actually? Floating crystal. I'm sure those are important. Couldn't tell you what they are. Glowing mineral, advanced mining research. Well, that's a shame. Because I don't have that. And I won't get it for quite some time, if I remember correctly.
Radiation protection falling.
What is that? Alright, well, here's our beacon. It has seen better days. This is quite on fire. Residual goop. Alright, I guess I'll take that. I don't know why I would take it, but I've taken it. Accessing archive. 6 of 7 logs corrupted. For those of you in my comments, please don't. Control yourselves. Thank you. Entry 4924A follows. No one making this recording in case leaving behind in the fabricator might be of some use. Visor damaged. Can't find ship. Alright, well. The log finishes and the machine whirs to life, spitting out supplies. I have the hermetic seal I need to repair my ship. Delightful. Whoever it was that led me here, whoever left this message, perhaps they found themselves in the same position as I do now. I don't know about that. I have my doubts. Can I go in here? Sure can.
Radiation protection falling.
Hollow archive. Well, what do you got? Accessing archive. 6 of 7 logs corrupted. Once again, guys in the comments, please don't. I'm not here for that. Entry 4924A follows. No one making this recording in case leaving behind in the fabricator. Yeah, I think this was the one we just read. Visor damaged. Can't find ship. Wait, that's different. Recover supplies. Oh. I guess I got a second hermetic ship? Hermetic seal? Sure did. Huh. Alright. Not gonna complain, of course. I would never do such a thing as that. That would just be rude. Oh, you can sort inventory? Oh, that's delightful. Okay. Let's go see if I can take a look at the other building. The ship's jumping into my sector. This definitely does not look like a place that I would want to spend very much time in. Alright, well, back to my ship, I guess. And then I think I'm gonna have to end the episode after I get back to my ship, because I am starting to run out of time. I'm also getting kind of hungry, so I want to go eat dinner. Anywho, let's get back to the ship. We can make our repairs, and then we can call it there. I have no idea what that is on the radar there. I guess it's something valuable. Whatever. We're not concerned about that. I gotta go. You also, I would call your attention to the bottom right corner of the screen again. My sprint indicator. If I fully drain it, I have to wait for it to become full again to use it, but if I basically get it down to like 1%, for example, it'll recharge and I can use it whenever I want, which is very nice because it means, especially for doing stupid things like jumping off this cliff that I would certainly never do, because why would I do that? You can, you know, efficiently use your sprint. Let's leave it at that. You'll also notice if something is too steep, going either up or down, regardless, you can't sprint, so, you know. My guess is they don't want you tumbling off a cliff, head over heels, and that would be bad for your cranial health. You know. Reasonable game developer decisions and whatnot. Let's recharge my hazard protection.
Radiation protection. Falling.
Yep. You know. In fact, I just recharged it, so I would expect it to be working. I'm gonna see if I can go just up this so I don't have to worry about jetpacking directly up the side of a cliff, because that would be silly. Let's see if this works. Come on, dude. Test the analysis visor. I definitely have done it. Fine, I'll do that, I guess. Except I've scanned everything over here. Curses! Oh well. That is just a ding-dong shame. I mean, it's a tutorial. I kind of already knew how to do that, but that's besides the point. Because they want to teach you how to do things, and I support that decision. Let's just use this jetpack surge to get up the hill. Where's my ship? Down the hill. No, it's not. It's right there. Never mind. I'm silly. Don't listen to me. I'm just a Let's Player who's doing his first ever video. What do I know? Repair the pulse engine. I don't need to be in the ship to do this, but I'll be in the ship because I want to recover my hazard protection. So, pulse engine. Hermetic seal.
Repaired. Technology repaired.
Yay! Alright, launch thruster. Vital launch and repair and landing gear system. System is highly damaged. It requires dihydrogen jelly and pure ferrite to repair. Construct a portable refiner to process pure ferrite. Obviously, I don't have that yet, but we will address that in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. Again, let me know how the audio is in the comments. I can certainly tweak it for next time. But yeah, I would love to hear from you all about your thoughts on the game so far and whatnot. And if you can, leave a like and subscribe. It is free. I know you guys hate to hear that, but it really does help me out a lot. I'm just getting started, so I would love to be able to make content and just entertain a whole bunch of people. So thank you all if you made it to the end of the episode. I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, take care.